Welcome to the Rec Center in St. Louis Park. A battle within the Metro West. It's the St. Louis Park Orioles in the orange and white taking on the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars, donning the baby blue on a Saturday afternoon as the regular season comes to a close for these two schools. On one end of the ice, you got the St. Louis Park Orioles led by Parker Jurek. One of 7 seniors on the ice today for the Orioles as they do senior night in the middle of the day, bringing with them a 9-7-3 record, a 3.45 goals against average, an .885 save percentage, and 1 shutout. Parker Jurek 27 saves in the 3-3 tie back on January 20th. For the Jaguars, it'll be Jack Frine between the pipes, 29 saves in that first matchup against the Orioles. He is 6-2-2 with a 1.65 goals against average and a .924 save percentage. I'm Kevin Falness, joined by Tommy Remper, and the puck is down. We're underway for the final game of the regular season. Good to see you again, Tommy.
Good to see you, Kevin. Let's hope we can have another good game like we did our last broadcast.
We had a blast against the Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights. It was a 2-2 battle, but the Orioles had to score a shorty in the third period to pull it even. Lots of drama in that one. We'll see what we have cooking today at the Rec Center. A really nice crowd here. You know, I expected a big crowd for the
St. Louis Park,
for Orioles and Benilde, but I'll tell you what, it must be senior night dragging them in here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in the state of hockey.
Wow, is it ever.
And here we go. Grant Haggerty, a big shot just inside the blue line. Sails one past the crossbar, goes into the far half wall. Kept in by Finn Ryder, dumped deep. Orioles get an early line change. Kept in at the point again by Finn Ryder, patrolling that blue line. Now he goes deep and looks for the pass from Marty Hurdy. Hurdy comes into this contest 98 career points. As coach points out, he needs 2 to hit the century mark. So something to keep an eye on if Park can find the back of the net. More often than not, Hurdy usually has something to do with it.
Yeah, he's their leading scorer coming in, and he's a senior. This will be his last game, well, his last regular season game, but yeah, I'd like to see him get to 100.
Here come the Jaguars, crashing the net, fans on the one-timer. Jurek dodges a bullet on that one. Goes behind the cage, up the right wing, up the left side now for St. Louis Park, led by Leo Schmoll. Wearing that A on his jersey, cuts towards the net, sends one in for Hurdy. That one just goes wide and back up to the point. Played now by Ryder. He dumps it in. Given off for Hurdy. Back behind the back pass to Hudson Bull. In this near corner to our broadcast left. Cam Jackson out there for the Orioles, out to center ice, dumped in by Leo Schmoll, greeted with a big shoulder hit from Doshin of the Jaguars. Bjorklund dumps it in, Jurek plays it, leaves it off for his defense. This will be Owen Anklin. Gives it off to Neudecker, up with speed through center ice. That'll be Nicky Moran. Moran with it again, tried the centering pass, hit some soft centering pass for Bull. That was just out of his reach, puts it just past the cage. Back again, looking for to gather it in is Braden Neudecker, taken away by the Jaguars. At center ice, dumped in, line change coming here for St. Louis Park. 2.5 minutes into this first period, still scoreless, looking for our first shot of the hockey game, at least first official shot.
Yeah, there's icing against Bloomington. Yeah, great start for the Orioles. Parker Jurek hasn't seen much action other than that 1 2-on-1 that when they couldn't quite get the shot off, but most of the action has been to our left here in front of the baby blue goalie.
14-11 left to go in this first period. Yeah, they go with Jack Frine, a junior goaltender. They have 3 options. They go with Frine. They have a couple of seniors that are going to watch this one. Owen Anklin now from the point, thought about a shot, takes it finally, gets all the way through. They hear it crash off the inboards. Kept in by Ryder at the left point. Sends one into the slot. That's taken away by the Jaguars. Back behind their cage. Left for Kovac. Kovac rims it around the inboards. Back up to the blue line and now out to center ice. Hits Anklin in the back of the leg. Jaguars able to regroup though and send it deep. Picked up back behind the cage. Stopped by Jurek. And now here comes Park with numbers. Led by Ollie Culp. He'll just stop. And as he lets the shot go, he takes a shoulder from Van Brunt. Here come the Jaguars. Floater gets behind the defense. Stopped though by Schmoll very intently.
Great step up there by Leo to knock the puck off.
Anklin now up the left side. Leaves it for Hurdy. He steps over the red line and will dump it in. Another line change coming for Tyler Broderson and his staff. His group up there on the ice. Big hit delivered by Liam McCoy. McCoy loves to hit, loves that physical brand of hockey. There's a couple of guys like that. Now gets the lead pass, just fails to click as it kind of jumps over his stick. Delivers that body that we were talking about, though, to Frankie Schmitz. Now here comes the Jaguars, 2-on-1. Fails to develop because Leo Schmoll got that nice little poke check in there. Schmoll with it now at center ice. Drop pass for McCoy, delayed offsides. They'll touch up. And here we go. Lead pass for the Jaguars. Another goes, just bounces over his stick. To the left of Jurek. Grabbed by Schmoll. Lead pass for Teddy Rich. Teddy Rich over the red line. Gives it to Liam McCoy. Takes the shot from the left circle. Stick save by Frine.
Great job by Teddy Rich there. He had no one on his coming to help him, and so he saw his teammate sneaking behind him and just dropped it off and crashed the net.
Teddy Rich, one of 7 seniors on the ice today for the Orioles, saluted in a real nice ceremony prior to the game after the JV wrapped up their regular season. Nice moment to see all these seniors saluted by the faithful in attendance, including a ton of family members. Their parents, most of them, join them on the ice, and brothers and sisters. Real cool moment. It makes you think. I've got a sophomore, and to think that that's going to be me in 2 years.
2 years.
It makes me a little queasy, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Make sure you bring your Kleenex on the ice with you.
I was getting, this has no bearing on me whatsoever, but I was getting a little emotional thinking about what it'll be like in 2 years. I can't imagine that day, and right now I don't want to.
Yeah, I was talking to Finn Ryder's dad before the game, who is a sophomore as well, and he said he was one of his friends was at the rink when one of his older sons graduated, and he said, you know, I didn't even have anybody on the ice, and I was getting teary-eyed.
Yep, it's definitely an emotional roller coaster, and hopefully they can send him out with a nice win here on Senior Day. And Parker Jurek, one of the seniors, doing a good job there, shutting down that attack with a glove save. He'll gobble it up, and we'll get a face-off down in the park end. 11:19 left to go in the first. 0-0 between the Orioles and Jefferson. Good start to the season for the Jaguars. 11-0-1 out of the gates, but 5-5-2 since January 1st, including that tie to the Orioles back on January 20th at Bloomington Ice Garden, or the Big, as we call it here.
Yeah, the renovated Big.
Yeah, it looks spectacular. Haven't been in there, looked at it online. I was working at the time when the Orioles were there the last time, and it looks fantastic. So too does this opportunity. Hurdy sets it up for Culp. That just fails to click at the side of the cage. Goes around to the end boards. Jostling for position back behind Frine. Finally, the Orioles do put it into the low slot, but it's grabbed by that Jaguar defense, and they throw it up to center ice. But Hurdy returns the favor. Tries to fetch it himself. They'll lock horns right inside that blue line. Dumped in by Culp. 10:32 left to go in the first. That tells me we're about 6.5 into period number 1. Still scoreless. Officially 2 shots on goal for Bloomington, 1 for the Orioles. Liam McCoy got an errant puck in no man's land. Tries to get position. Instead, it's knocked off his stick by the Jaguars. McCoy gets it back. Feeds it off for Teddy Rich. Back out to neutral ice. Dumped in by Haggerty. Here come the Jaguars at center ice. Met by Brian Duncan. Behind Jurek. Jaguars win the race. Off here for Thomas. At the far half wall. Back out just outside the blue line, and the Jags will have to touch up. Big collision there by Liam McCoy. Kept in though by Bloomington Jefferson at the right circle. Now taken by Brian Duncan with a head of speed up the right side. Keeps it, surveils his situation, puts it deep for McCoy. Centering pass for Teddy Rich. That one gets in there, saved by Frine. Point blank opportunity in the low slot. Frine stretches out his shoulders, gets as wide as he can, and makes the big stop.
Yeah, great opportunity by the Orioles there, and they actually had 2 shots on goal right at point blank, and Frine was able to keep both of them out.
Frine up to the challenge, 6-2-2 on the season, and again part of the tie on January 20th. Another opportunity, this one for Anklem. That one just fails to click. Goes into the low slot again. Bounces out. As the Orioles have had 2 or 3 real grade A opportunities up close. Schmall trying to stick the lead.
Wow.
Takes it in. You heard it graze the outside of the cage. Maybe hit a little bit of the crossbar. Delayed offsides coming. They touch up. Puck back inside the Oriole end. That'll be offsides. They'll call it. Whistle coming in just on the Park blue line.
Great pressure by the Orioles there in that last minute and a half. A lot of action in front of Frine.
Somehow,
he was
some
up
way,
to
the
task.
shots are only 2-2.
Yeah,
but
seems like there's been more action than that. Yeah,
at least one of those hit the. I think it left a mark on the corner of the crossbar. But either way, 8:39 left to go in the first. 0-0. Shots even at 2 apiece. Tommy Rimper, Kevin Falness, welcome to Park TV, wherever you might be, all across the great state of hockey. Somewhere probably in the St. Louis Park area. Centering pass there for Ollie Culp. Just goes right over his stick. Finn Rider tries to get it off for Marty Hurdy. Instead, here come the Jaguars. Defense all waiting for them. That's Anklem and Schmall both in line. Nothing doing for the Jags, so they have to retreat into neutral ice. Shot from the left point, from a long ways out. Jurek just looks at it go by without a care in the world. Things getting a little more interesting though as Schmall sends it into the other corner. Back up top now for Finn Rider. Drop pass for Hurdy. Hurdy tries, is he going to take it? He does take the shot. Glove save by Frine. And the Jaguar faithful happy with that save.
Great job by Hurdy there. He kind of waited for the defense to partially shield Frine, and he got a quick wrist shot off, and Frine was able to glove it and get a face-off coming up to his left with just about just over halfway through the period here.
Full-blown line change for the Orioles, led by Haggerty. He's on the dot, won by Bloomington. Cross-ice pass, tries to feed it up, but it's intercepted by Cam Jackson. Jackson with it again on his stick, lead pass for Liam McCoy. Winds and tries to fire, hits a stick and goes up, and the punt is fielded by Frine. Some rough stuff to the left of Frine now, led by Liam McCoy, surrounded by blue jerseys, so nothing will develop out of that.
Yeah, that's Blake Doshin, big number 13. He's a big boy out there. I don't think I want to be messing around with him.
17 goals, 31 points for Doshin, the junior forward in the baby blue. Participants wave from the dots. We'll get 2 new combatants in there, including McCoy and Doshin, we were just talking about. Puck is down to the left of Frine, won by the Jags, sent out to right in front of the Jaguars bench. Battle won eventually by the Jags, saved by Jurek. Nice opportunity out of nowhere for Braden Thomas from the right circle. Jurek able to look at it, get that leather on it, and he'll get a face-off to his left.
Yeah, that certainly was out of nowhere. Just kind of popped right onto his stick as he was crossing on his off wing, and fortunately Jurek was able to see the puck the whole way and have a face-off to his left.
Face-off won by Park. This time it's for Griffin Hansen. Another one of those seniors here for St. Louis Park, setting the foundation for this program moving forward. 7 seniors moving on after today. Griffin Hansen, one of them from that blue line. Shot delivered from the right point. Goes wide of the cage. Here come the Jags. Sam Moore with it. Gives it off for Doshin. Gets some traffic, goes all the way out to the Jaguars end, gives Tyler Broderson a chance to change up the troops. Owen Anklem with a head of steam. Jaguars avoid that. For Hudson Bull, right in close. Big save by Frine. Tries to send it back over. They blow it dead, even though the puck is very much loose in the low slot. But Hudson Bull, wonderful opportunity, but a wonderful save equally as well for Jack Frine.
Yeah, he was able to get that pad down on the ice, and Bull was in just a little too close. He couldn't backhand and lift it up over the top of his pad, and then he had another chance, and then the puck, like you say, wasn't covered, but
no,
ref lost sight of it, and that's all he needs is he blows the whistle.
It was very much loose, but regardless, remains a scoreless hockey game. Face off to the right of Frine. Moran on the dot for St. Louis Park. Taken by Schmitz of the Jaguars. Up the wing to Groko. Dumped in by Park. That'll be Schmoll. on the wing. Jags trying to escape. Puck comes out for Groko, and here he goes up the left side. Dumps it in on Jurek. In pursuit, Logan Peterson for Bloomington Jefferson. At the right point. Shot way off its mark. Goes right through the legs of Neudecker. And now in the near corner, Park tries to escape. Hammered off the puck. Just clears it out to center ice. Dumped back in by Groko. Jags get a line change. Here comes Park. Lead pass just fails to click. Ollie Culp looking to get it back. Neudecker tried to set him up. That was a little stern, and in fact it'll be icing. So a faceoff will come and give Jurek some company in the Park end.
Yeah, just missed Ollie Culp on the outlet pass, and he was on the wrong side of the red line. So we got icing with 5:41 to go. Shots in favor now of the Orioles, 4-3. Far different than the last game we did, Kevin, where there was 90 shots in the game.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll see how it goes. This is a slow start to the shot clock thus far. Opportunity here for the Jaguars, picked away by Sully Hogan. Sent up all the way down to the ice, and it will be icing. So Jurek and company will do it again in the Park end. Down to 5:28 left to go in this opening frame. Amongst the seniors, Brian Duncan says, "What do you love about hockey? I love the competition and getting to play with my friends." Says his favorite hockey memory, going to Duluth with the team. I bet all of them have memories like that.
I was going to say, that's
those out-of-town tournaments, there's usually some good memories.
And for the parents,
For
too.
the parents, yeah. Safety meetings, car bar, we got it all.
Yeah, it certainly
And
is.
sometimes you watch some of the hockey.
Yeah, you certainly do.
Now, quick whistle there, 5:21 left to go.
Yeah, I mean, like I like any high school team sport, it's quite an experience for these boys to come out here, and they certainly make a lot of friends. And most of these guys have been playing together since, if they're 18, probably the last 12 years of their lives.
No, that's the best part about sports at the youth level and all the way through high school. Most of these guys have been playing together since they were young lads. And to see it come to an end, it's sad. That's what I try to tell my sophomore. You got to take every minute and enjoy the heck out of it. Because once it's over, it's not, no matter what you do with the rest of your life, you'll never get your high school hockey back.
No.
So Jurek trying his best to keep the memories going here for St. Louis Park. In the low slot, Jurek with 2 saves, 3 saves, 4th save. That one goes just through the crease all the way into the near corner, back up to center ice, and Jurek will get a chance to compose himself.
Great pressure by Bloomington there. Oh, here's a
Here
chance.
they come again. Bloomington with it on his stick, takes the shot, save by Jurek, another save by Jurek, popping around in the crease, another early whistle, Park the benefactor this time, but 2 big saves by Jurek, one by the pad, one by the glove, and it remains a 0-0 hockey game.
Yeah, very excellent play by Jurek. Keep that puck out of net on those 2 plays, chances by the Baby Blues, and like you said again, the official lost sight of the puck, blew the whistle. So both teams have got benefit now of an early whistle. Call that even so far.
Face off to the right of Jurek, 4:32 left to go in the contest. Jefferson with a slight lead in shot, 6-4. On the dot, that looks like Hurdy. Wearing that captain C and the 21 on his back. One of those seniors being saluted today for St. Louis Park. Behind Jurek. Trying to get that big body off the puck. That again is Doshin.
Oh!
Bad bounce.
Deflected out in front.
Just gets the best of Parker Jurek. That's one that you have trouble faulting anyone. Just a bad bounce. It gets past him, and Jefferson has broke the scoreless tie.
Yeah, it was shot from the point. I don't remember who the defenseman was, but number 19, Braden Thomas, that's his 13th goal of the season, one of their leading scorers. Was able to get a stick on it and deflect it, and Jurek couldn't pick it up in time. See if we can get the assists on that for everybody.
Doshin gets the second assist. 6 and 13 will get the helpers, but Braden Thomas, 12:40 of the first, will break the scoreless tie, and that's where we sit late in period number 1. Anxious moments here for Parker Jurek and company. Goes to Jurek's left, out of the near corner. Back to the top of the slot. Another good bounce. That one goes through the crease, though, and Jurek able to keep that one on the outside looking in. From a long ways out, blocked out by Anklum. Played now by Finn Rider. Backhand pass to Hurdy. He's got a head of steam coming down the left side. Tries to jump through a blue wall. That didn't work for him. At the near half wall. Tries to get it back over to Ollie Culp. That didn't work. And now here we go back out to center ice. Ollie Culp. Make that Anklum over for Schmoll. Schmoll with a big goal the last time we did one of these broadcasts. That shorthand goal we were talking about in third period. Just a nice little give and go between him and Ollie Culp. I'll never forget it. It was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it certainly was.
See if he's got any magic in today's hat.
Shorthanded 2-on-0 break. You don't see that very often.
It was awesome, and they had a ton of passes, and they made it click. It ended up tying the game. Park ended up skating to a 2-2 tie with Benilde. What do they got going here today against Bloomington Jefferson? Right now they're down 1-0. Under 3 minutes left to go in the first period. Hudson Bowl tries to get a stick on it. Finally does. We'll just flip it out to center ice as the Orioles get a breather.
Orioles done a good job so far this period of staying out of the box.
Big collision sets it up here for Nicky Moran. Nicky Moran, backhand save by Frine. Into the far corner, Teddy Rich centering pass. That goes off a stick, maybe off the skate of Hudson Bowl, doesn't matter. Frine able to jump on it. He will gobble it up in his blue paint. Face-off coming to his right with 2:19 left to go in the first. Jefferson with a 1-0 lead over St. Louis Park.
Yeah, and Kevin, both these teams coming into the last games of the season, pretty similar situations, pretty similar records. Pretty similar records over their last 8 games, and their standings in the conference about the same too. So these are two very evenly matched teams.
Good one-timer there. Haggerty wins it, gets it back for Liam McCoy. He dusts it off and puts it on net. Another save by Frine. Frine's made 6 saves thus far through 1 period of play. Here comes Liam McCoy, 2-on-2. McCoy over for Teddy Rich. That's actually Cam Jackson. Jackson has it taken away. Now here come the Jaguars. Dumped in by St. Louis Park from neutral ice. Liam McCoy in pursuit. Big body thrown at Donner. Kept in another redirection. That one by Liam McCoy, saved by Frine. Not a big body between that cage, but man, he's been making some good stops here early on.
Yeah, and a great deflection by the Oriole there.
90 seconds left to go in the first period. Big hit by Liam McCoy. Knocks the stick out of Caden Larson as he felt that one into next week. What a big hit delivered at the red line. Got that shoulder on shoulder, clean hit. Wasn't expecting it was Larson, and that stick went flying to the rafters.
Yeah, popped it right out of his hands and then caused the turnover, and Hurdy was able to come down his off wing and drop his shoulder and get on the forehand and get a good shot on Frine that he had to scoop up and get a face-off.
81 seconds left to go in the first period. Offensive zone face-off, won by Park. Over for Anklum, sends it into the slot, hits a bunch of bodies, and the Jaguars able to get it out to center ice. Dumped in, though, by Finn Rider. Played by Kovach. At the blue line, that's going to be Doshin. Doshin again in pursuit, but Anklum has the angle. Knocks Doshin off his skates. Anklum has it. Howard tells us 1 minute left to go in the period. He does not lie. Haggerty knocked off the puck. That's actually Hurdy. Hit into the ref. Left for Thomas. Taken away by Anklum. All by himself. Hurdy takes the shot. Save by Frine. 1 of 9 big saves thus far for Frine.
The biggest one of the night on the Orioles' leading scorer.
Looking for his 99th career point. Denied by Frine. This time Finn Rider denied by the stanchion. Gets it back on by his glove. Drops it down to his stick. Fails to get through it. He'll get another opportunity. This will be Schmoll with it. Through traffic. Oh, another opportunity for Rider. He couldn't wrangle it in. Had an open cage for about a split second, but the door went shut. Culp with it. 6 seconds left to go. One last shot if they hurry from Schmoll. Right point redirection. Goes all the way through that blue paint. Back up top for Anklum, but the period comes to an end. Frantic finish, but in the end, it's Jefferson with the 1-0 lead. Only goal of the period goes to the visitor, and it'll be Braden Thomas at the 12:40 mark, who grabs his 13th of the season.
Great pressure by the Orioles right in that last 50 seconds of the period. And you can see just peppering the goalie. And I watched after the whistle blew, they were kind of like dropped their heads like, I can't believe that we didn't get anything past them. But it's showing that they can, you know what, eventually they'll get one pass. The goalie's not going to continue to play this well. At least you hope he doesn't as an Orioles fan.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. A lot of hockey left to be played, but as of right now, it is the Orioles that trail Bloomington Jefferson 1-0 after one period of play. Park leads in shots 9-7. That means 9 first period saves for Frein, 6 first period saves for Parker Jurek. We'll step aside, and then when we continue, we'll return to the rec center in St. Louis Park to bring you the second period of action. You're watching Park TV. I'm Kevin Falness. That's Tommy Renford. Paul Broden doing a great job as always. Katrina and Jet bringing you all the images to your television screen. More after this on Park TV.
MS is a hard one to explain to somebody. In my situation, it's very invisible.
It's a daily battle sometimes. How am I going to feel today?
Walk MS is like walking into a world that you belong to.
Happiness, meet with other people who have MS, have a great support group.
The idea of MS and living with such a chronic disease can be scary at times. That day is just about being amongst people and seeing the hope.
You see 3,000 people come to say, we're gonna fight this thing with you, no matter how long it takes or what it takes.
It's beautiful. It's like a sea of circles, never-ending love, you know?
We need the support. That's our support group.
A cure is on the line for me.
For me.
For me.
A cure is on the line for all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is Senior Day at the Rec Center. 8 St. Louis Park seniors will be playing their final regular season game. These 8 seniors have devoted the last 3 to 4 years of their time, talent, and dedication to the St. Louis Park High School boys hockey program. And here to recognize these 8 fine young athletes is Ryan Jackson.
Hello, and welcome to St. Louis Park Hockey Senior Day. We're excited to honor 8 seniors for their amazing commitment to St. Louis Park hockey. To kick off, I'd like to start with one of our managers. First, Evan Scott. Evan made the transition from player to manager this season, and the team is so thankful. Evan has played an important role in keeping everything running smoothly, whether he was checking skates, filling water bottles, or transporting equipment. His hard work and dedication behind the scenes have made a huge impact on our team. Let's give a warm welcome to our incredible senior manager, Evan Scott, and his family as they join us on the ice. Thank you, Evan. Number 28, Owen Anglo. Owen states the brotherhood hockey brings is what he loves the most about it. He gets ready for games eating mac and cheese from Noodles, then listening to music and hanging out with his teammates in the locker room. His favorite hockey memory is scoring his first varsity goal against Edina. He credits his parents' support for getting him to where he is today. Owen's advice to younger teammates: don't be afraid to fail. It's what makes you better. He will miss playing with his best friends in front of his high school peers and families. Thank you, Owen. Number 8, best memories, spending time with his teammates and friends. He prepares for a game with a meal from Noodles, and he makes sure he stretches his back for all those big hits he will dish out during the game. His favorite hockey memory is playing pond hockey with his buddies, just having a good time. He thanks his dad for coaching his youth teams. He enjoyed that time together. His advice to younger teammates: pay attention to the details. They matter. He'll miss his teammates and all the strong friendships he has made the most. Thank you, Ollie. Number 7, Brian Duncan. Brian thrives on the competitiveness of playing hockey. He loves being able to play with his friends. He fuels up for games with pesto pasta, and then he gets ready by watching film and listening to music. His favorite hockey memory is going on the blue trip with the team. He thanks his parents for all the time they skated together on the rink across the street. Hockey has brought some of his favorite memories, and he'll miss all the camaraderie of the team and hanging out in the locker room together. His advice to younger players is simple: work hard and take it all in while you can, because it goes by fast. Thank you, Brian. Number 23, Grant Haggerty. Grant models his game after Connor McDavid and the hard work he puts into the game. His pregame ritual starts with carb loading and some mac and cheese, then taping a stick and listening to SoundCloud to get in the zone. Grant appreciates that hockey has brought him many new friends that he has played with, from youth hockey all the way through high school. His favorite memory is going to the state tournament after a big comeback win over Shakopee in Banamay. He reminds younger players to enjoy it every second. It goes by fast, and anything can happen. He also says, do the little things. Grant will miss many things about hockey, but states the post-wind shower is tops. Thank you, Grant. Number 21, Marty Hurdy. Marty is driven by the chance to make plays and score goals. He loves being a part of this team. He credits the team for helping him become the player that he is today. He takes getting ready for games seriously, starting with eating tortellini and chicken sausage. He gets in the zone by watching the JV game, followed by stretching and a run. He has many great hockey memories, but what stands out as the best is scoring his first varsity goal. He thanks his parents for all the travel to away tournaments. His advice to younger players is enjoy every moment and take nothing for granted. It goes by fast. He'll miss all of his friends he has made and spending time with them in the locker room. Thank you, Marty. Number 30, Parker Jarrett. Parker thrives on the adversity you have to face as a hockey goalie, stating the mental toughness learned by overcoming losses or giving up a bad goal has taught many life lessons he will carry with him. He loves a chance to come back after being down and never giving up on his teammates. His pregame rituals to get ready to play start with chipotle or noodles, followed by hand-eye coordination with a tennis ball, warm-ups with the team, and some visualization to get him focused on the game. His favorite memories were Banamay, coming back to beat Shakopee, and going to the state tournament. He thanks his parents for always encouraging him to do his best. Thank you, Park. finally, number 12, Teddy Rich. Hockey has given Teddy a community and friendships he appreciates, and he will never forget. He fuels for games with Chipotle, and he gets focused by listening to music and playing sewer ball with his teammates. Teddy appreciates his parents always supporting him and traveling to away games, and is thankful for getting to coach his brother with his dad. His advice to younger players: enjoy every moment, have fun, and always work hard. He'll miss the moments in the locker room with his teammates, joking around and having fun. Thank you, Teddy. We'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to all of our players, their families, and our coaches for making this senior year truly unforgettable. The dedication, hard work, and support from everyone involved has made this journey special. As our players move on to the next chapter in their lives, we wish them all the best in their future endeavors. No matter where life takes them, they will always be part of the St. Louis Park hockey family.
You make everything harder.
You're a pest.
Nobody wants you, nobody likes you.
You are just full of raising questions and never having an answer.
If I can face MS, I can face anything.
A cure for me would be to go back to where I was.
A cure would stop you dead in your tracks.
And when we get you, it's going to be a great day.
It ends here.
MS ends with us.
Welcome back to the Rec Center in St. Louis Park. A beautiful Saturday afternoon for the final regular season home game for the St. Louis Park Orioles and the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars. I'm Kevin Falness, along with Tommy Rimpfer here on ParkTV, and one period is in the books. A reminder, Braden Thomas, the only goal of the hockey game. The Jaguars forward scored his 13th of the season, 12:40 into period number 1. Parker Jurek, 6 first period saves. Frine with 9 for the Jaguars, and that gets you ready for the second period, about to unfold as the Jaguars enter the playing surface. I think, Tommy, in my opinion, that the first period, the second half of the first period belonged to the Orioles, but you got to tip your hat to Jack Frine, who was very good in the opening frame.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. The Orioles certainly put some pressure on in the latter half of the period, especially right at the end there. Let's hope they can carry that forward into the second period here, and Frine has been tall and standing to the task. No power plays for either team yet. At some point that's going to change. Let's hope it's the Orioles that go on the power play first, and we'll be switching sides. A long change that might open things up a little bit for both teams.
We'll see what happens. About to drop the puck here. Senior night, as I said, one of those seniors out there right now, including Ollie Culp, wearing the number 8 on his back. What do you love about hockey? Ollie Culp, he tells us, my teammates. And the advice he's got for his younger teammates, pay attention to detail. Also his favorite hockey memory with his parents from over the years, his dad coaching him. So good stuff from Ollie Culp. One of 7 seniors out here tonight for the St. Louis Park Orioles. Another one is on the faceoff dot in Marty Hurdy. The ref didn't like the commotion that he heard behind him, led by Ollie Culp. He lays down some ground rules, finally drops it. And we're underway. Dumped in by the Jaguars. That fresh sheet of ice. That puck's moving very nicely. Ends up on the blade of Leo Schmall. Lead pass just out of the reach of Hurdy. He gathers it in though. Drop pass for Finn Rider. Back for Hurdy. Back up to the top for Anklin. Takes the shot. That was just wide.
Oh.
The cage bounce off the end boards. Goes right into the crease. Frine waves at it, but it ends up all the way up to the top of the point for Anklin. Knocked off his skates. Leaves it off for Schmall. Top of the right circle. Takes the shot. Save by Frine. Whew. Good start to this first period. Second period. Just over 34 seconds into the middle frame.
Yeah, quick, good start for the Orioles. Frine saw that one all the way in, no traffic in front of him, and he was able to glove it and get a face-off to his left.
Keeping that top unit out there. Meanwhile, the Jaguars had a full-blown line change. That puts Hurdy on the dot. That ref is not happy right now.
Yeah.
Throws another man from the dot. Doshin but it's won by St. Louis Park. Anklin, a little wrister from the left point, goes into the near corner. Collision by Doshin and Schmall, two big bodies colliding at the near half wall. Kept in, but Schmall unable to contain it. Doshin goes down to the ice for the second time in a period and change. Jaguars trying to regain their spot at center ice. Hit by Doshin all the way down. Looks for the centering pass. Can't find it because he's looked at by Anklin. Shot from the right point. Glove saved by Jurek. Lead pass here. Big collision right in front of our broadcast location. That was Culp that met the glass. Purdy with it.
Long shift for their first line.
Big time. Already 2.5 minutes into this period. We'll make that a minute and a half. Nice math. From the left circle, blocker saved by Jurek. You saw that. Quite a ways out. Big collision at the far half wall. That was Liam McCoy that went down in a heap. Tries to get some payback. That failed to manifest. Puck from the right point, saved by Jurek. Some jawing going on by Schmall. And number 19, Braden Thomas, the only goal scorer of the game thus far.
Yeah, a little chop to Jurek after the whistle there. Schmall didn't like seeing that by the goal scorer for Bloomington.
Jurek stating his case to the ref there behind his cage. First line change of the period for Park brings Brent Haggerty out on the dot. Face-off won by Haggerty, but too strong. It ends up on his own goaltender. What does Haggerty love about hockey? Playing with his friends and creating tons of new friends. What's he going to miss most about playing with his team? Post-win locker room with the boys. Hopefully they get one of those today. And if they do, it'll be because of saves like that for Parker Jurek.
Yeah. Another face-off that won by the Orioles went right to Jurek. He just wasn't able to cover that one up, and it ended up back at the defense for Bloomington. A good shot on goal. Fortunately, there was no one in front of him to screen him, and he was able to glove it easily and get another face-off.
Just shy of 2 minutes into this second period. Face-off won by St. Louis Park. Off for Liam McCoy. Braces for the hit, and he accepts it. Off on the wing for Cam Jackson. Jackson down the right side, breaks free, sets it up, shoots, save by Frine. Two big saves by Frine. Sticks in the air. They thought that one was going in, but Frine, two great saves, including a point blanker on
Teddy Rich, I think it was.
Teddy Rich, number 12. It looked like a 10 from this angle. It wasn't. It was Teddy Rich who had a wonderful opportunity at daylight, and Frine continued to shine.
Yeah, he threw his hands in the air after that one didn't go in. Like, what do I got to do?
You can use that one if you want. Frine continues to shine. We're just going to do rhymes all time. I'll stop. I'm sorry.
I'll keep it going.
Sorry, Jet. Jet gave me an eye like, really, you did that? Yeah. 2-on-1 developing here for the Jaguars. Nice stick there by Brian Duncan. Gets it out of harm's way. Big hit delivered by McCoy again. Looking for the whistle was Caden Larson, who was knocked in right in front of the Jaguars bench. Icing is the call, and a face-off will go all the way down into the Jaguars' end.
Yeah, that was a big boomer there.
Like I said, McCoy loves to throw that body around, and he will do it every chance he gets. It happened right in front of Matt Elson. Interesting that both head coaches are in their 4th season. Tyler Broderson for the Orioles, Matt Elson for the Jaguars.
Do you know, is Matt a former Jaguar, just like Tyler's a former Oriole? Or?
I could try to fake it, but I have no idea. So I won't even guess, and I won't fake it. I don't know. I don't know his backstory. I just know he's a kind young man who returned my email when I was looking for line combinations, and if you want, I can give you his phone number. Leo Schmall with a shot saved by Frine. Wow, that one goes through the crease. That was delivered by Marty Hurdy again.
Yeah, it was a very sharp angle.
Back for Schmall at the right point, just inside the blue line. Takes it down deep on the right wing. Offensive right side. Off for Anklin, down deep from his usual position inside the blue line. Leaves it up for Culp. Unable to keep it in at the right point was Leo Schmall. He gives it back to Culp on the left side. Tries to get it out there for Ryder. Ryder steps over the blue line. Centering pass as he wheels and deals. A very Quinn Hughes-like effort. And with a head of steam, here come the Jaguars, taking it to the forehand. Saved by Jurek. Closes down that blue paint and keeps it a 1-0 hockey game.
That was Braden Thomas looking for his second of the night, and Parker was definitely
that
up
dude
to
had.
it.
Holy moly. He came down like a lightning bolt as the Park defense was in pursuit. But he was just flying, looking for his second of the hockey game. And regardless, Parker Jurek able to keep it out of the cage with a nice pad save. Nicky Moran wins this one. Off for Duncan. Leaves it for Bull. Tries to get it back from Moran. He's met by the defense at the Jaguars blue line, so he dumps it back behind Frine in the Jaguars cage. Here they come again, led by Thomas. Drop pass for the Jags from the right circle. Goes wide of its target. Unable to keep it in. They'll dump it in. Delayed offsides. And here comes Park. Jackson up the wing for Moran, looking for help. Takes the shot. Pretty easy save by Frine.
Yeah, tried to use the defenseman as a little screen there, but Frine was able to still see that one all the way into his glove, and we'll have a face-off.
Shots now even at 13 apiece. Jefferson with the only goal of the hockey game back in the first period. Face-off to the left of Frine behind him. You see all those jerseys hanging up there, representing all the seniors on this squad. Not only the guys on the ice, their manager also a senior, and Evan Scott also represented there. You can't see the pictures, but they look pretty cool. Just not from this side where the pictures you see the back of the white poster board.
Yeah.
Trust me, they look really good.
Yeah, they do. It's not for the viewing of from this side.
No,
yes.
No, it's for the
people walking into the rink.
Very cool to honor these guys though, and all they've done for St. Louis Park hockey, playing in their final regular season home game. Hopefully lots more action to come. They got the sections coming up here starting this week. Who knows, maybe ParkTV will be involved in that. Maybe Tommy Remfer will be in that. Maybe even I will be involved in that.
Well,
I'll wait anxiously for the invitation.
It's an open one. I'm sure Paul would love to have you, as would I. And we know that the Wild won't be back in action yet, so.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of off time here for the Minnesota Wild as they watch Team USA go at it in Milan. Meanwhile, action here in St. Louis Park. The Orioles are down 1-0. Trying to get that puck back. Instead, it goes all the way out. It looks like it's going to be at least second consecutive icing. So Frine will have some company down to his left.
Nice little flick there by Jurek down to the official, waiting to drop the puck after the icing. So what have you been doing with the last 7-8 days?
Watching my kids play hockey.
Nice. Uninterrupted. Never have to miss a game.
Pretty much. Yeah, I get the hockey, I get the safety meetings, I get the post-game wrap-ups, the whole works. So it's been actually a lot of fun. And there's been some sleeping in and doing some of that stuff too, not having to deal with Tom Reed. Just kidding. Of course, I respect Mr. Reed, but yeah, it's a break for everyone. I'm never going to put myself in the class of the players or even the traveling party, but it has been a mental and physical grind. Leo Schmall again. The junior gets his 19th of the season. We're even at a goal apiece. 11:22 left to go in the second.
Wow, he picked that up off the boards. I didn't think he had a, I mean, he had a chance to shoot it, obviously, but I didn't think he had an angle there. It must have just snuck right between the post and Frine's pad, because from where we were sitting, it was almost right in line, but we couldn't, I didn't see any daylight there. But a great shot by Schmall to pull the Orioles even.
Howard with the call here, Leo Schmall. 99th career point for Marty Hurdy. 5:38. Cool moment for Marty Hurdy. Cool moment for the Orioles as well as they pull even with the Jags. Wraparound attempt, shut down by Jurek. Just got that right toe on it at the last possible second. Weird angle as he was sitting on his backside when he kicked over that right heel, and in my viewpoint, it looked like he got it just in time. Puck all the way out to center ice. The physicalness starting to pick up here for both teams. Schmall tries to wheel and deal, leaves it for Hurdy. Looking for career point number 100. That one just fails to click. Frine makes the stop just in time. Culp at the right point. Sends it cross ice. Over for Anklum. Dump back behind the cage. Ryder looking for it. Gets it off for Hurdy. Back up top for Anklam. Cross ice pass for Schmall. Takes the shot. Saved by Frine. He looked over his shoulder. Wasn't 100% sure. But when he looked down, he saw it within his pillows and in his glove. And the stop is made.
That was not too unlike the shot he scored on from the same position. Oh, there's the well, I'm just sorry, I was watching the Olympics there for a quick second.
You thought that was our replay?
Yeah.
Nope, that was not Austin Matthews. That was Leo Schmall. Easy mistake to make. Kept in at the left point by Duncan. Dumped deep behind Frine and his cage at the near half wall. Folks still piling into the seats, getting their chuck-a-puck for the moments following the second period. Puck bounces free for the Jaguars. Bouncing puck. It was stopped just in the nick of time. Almost went in under the crossbar, but knocked out of harm's way. Just a fluttering puck.
Yeah, and popped right over at Parker, and like you say, 6 inches short, and that's in the back of the net off his back, but it landed on top of the net at first, and then went behind.
Somehow that puck jumped into free territory for the Jags. Another shot from the right point by Van Brunt. Stopped by the Park defense. Hudson Bowl keeps it. Gets it out here for Neudecker down the right wing. Looking for some help. Gets it from Hudson Bowl. He's knocked off the puck violently by Logan Tofty. And there's a skirmish in front of the cage. Led by Frine, who got his blocker right in the face of Nicky Moran, pleading his case to the official. Frine's pleading his case to Nicky Moran.
Yeah, Hudson Bowl got that pass, and he kind of wasn't looking up. He was looking back at the puck and got checked a little bit. Nothing serious, but you could tell you could see it was going to come. At least I saw it coming before it happened. And fortunately, everything was okay. Still no penalties through.
Nope. I was kind of surprised. That's the one I was expecting. A little bit of jostling on the left wing by Park, but it's Olin Anklam with a shot. Goes just wide of the left post. Bounces into the blue paint, and Frine will jump on it. 9:01 left to go in the second. We're even at a goal apiece. Park with a slight edge in shots, 16-14.
Yeah, 7 apiece for this period.
Haggerty back on the dot. One by Park, too small from the high slot. Blocked aside by Frine, stuffs it into the protective netting, and will do it again.
Bloomington's bringing out 3 new forwards. Broderson's going to stick with his second line.
This will be the Jags' second line as well, led by Braden Thomas, the only goal scorer of this afternoon. Kept in at the point, nice redirection, tried by Liam McCoy. Goes wide of its target. And here comes Thomas. Puck on his stick, takes the shot, saved by Jurek. Unable to grab it though, he did, but momentarily leaves it down, and the puck is loose once again.
Yeah, unfortunately that puck came out in the direction that did, because there was a Jefferson player streaking down the right side with nobody on him.
Anklam tried to hit a streaking Teddy Rich. That didn't quite work, and now the Jags have possession once again. They'll just dump it in as they get a line change. They avoid the icing just inside the red line. So Park forced to play it, and they will do so. Lead pass for Leo Schmall down the right side. Looking to cut to the net. Tried to stick it through the legs of Frankie Schmitz. That just failed to click. Puck at the line. Kept in by Anklam. Patrolling the line. Takes the shot through a sea of bodies, and it's a save by Frine.
Great job by Anklam there not to panic when he got the puck at the blue line for the Orioles. Just waited and skated the line, and then had a chance. They just let him walk right in. Had even a better chance, and Frine was able to gobble it up. There was an Oriole in the front. That was Liam McCoy trying to provide some distraction, but no avail. Will have a face-off to his left with 7:56 to go in the second period.
One of 17 saves thus far for Frine. 13 saves so far for Parker Jurek. Both gentlemen relatively busy. The ref once again doesn't like what he sees. Hurdy's the guy who feels it this time. He's trying to tell him what he liked, what he didn't like. Pulp takes the draw, gets it back to Hurdy. Hurdy over to the right point. Shot from a long ways out. This will be Cam Jackson. Puts the rubber on net, and Fryan will gobble that up, and we'll do it again to his left.
Finn Ryder out in front there looking for some garbage to knock home. Sophomore.
See if Hurdy gets kicked out of the dot this time. Did he follow directions? This ref, he's putting on a clinic. Nice face-off win there by Hurdy. Just flips it back to the point. This, though, is dumped out to center by the Jags. Gathered in, and that's going to be a boarding. That might be a major. Ollie Culp had hit the ledge of the boards fed to him through his face mask, and that's going to be Mason Van Brunt that pays the penalty. That's at least 2 minutes for the Jaguars in the first penalty of the hockey game.
Let's see what the call is.
Vicious hit. It could be, for sure, it's, I mean, if it's boarding, it's just 2 minutes, it looks like.
Yeah, they're going to give him 2, maybe for roughing. They didn't see it. Didn't see the official make the call.
It was a dangerous hit. Maybe not vicious. That's probably not the way to do it, but for sure 2 minutes. So first power play of the afternoon here for St. Louis Park in a 1-1 hockey game. Anklam has it, takes the shot from the left circle. That'll be Hurdy looking for point number 100 of his St. Louis Park career. Anklam with it at the left point. Looking for a lane or looking for a pass. Gives it to the pass. Hurdy back for Anklam. Anklam just inside the blue line. To Culp. Top of the right circle. Culp weighing his options. Takes it, sends it through traffic. Bounces all the way through into the far corner. Back up top for Anklam. Anklam fakes the shot. Over the left side. One-timer by Culp. That just failed. He just barely fanned on. Did get the puck towards the crease. But
kind of went off the heel of his stick and didn't get a lot on that.
Jags able to clear it the length of the ice, and that'll kill almost half of this penalty.
Orioles keep their first line power play out.
Left for Hurdy. Hurdy from the circle takes the shot. Rebound for Schmall. Fryan able to shut that down. Kept in. Over for Anklam. High slot. Redirection just failed to click for Finn Ryder. Puts it right over the cage. Nice little setup. And it didn't miss by much. Anklam inside the blue line. Gives the pass. Over for Hurdy. Takes the shot, saved by Fryan. And a face-off to his right. 40 seconds left to go in the penalty to Van Brunt. Shots in favor of St. Louis Park now 22-14, but still a 1-1 hockey game with 6:17 left to go in period number 2.
Yeah, the Orioles power play has been excellent this go around here. They're going to leave the first line out there again, so these guys have been out there for over a minute and a half.
Creating a lot of opportunities, and they'll try and do it again. Hurdy back for Anklam, left for Hurdy, deep for Schmall, gets that long stick on it. In the far corner, back up for Hurdy. He's unable to contain it, goes out to center ice, and that's going to be another penalty for Bloomington. That's going to be an interference probably for Bjorklund. You could be tripping.
They called it holding.
But regardless, for 23 seconds, it's going to be a 5-on-3 for Park in a 1-1 hockey game. Huge moment.
Yeah, 5-on-3 for 23 seconds. Holding, they're going to give, Anders Bjorklund for holding, one of their leading team or players, so having him off the ice is a benefit for the Orioles as well.
And look who's out there still for St. Louis Park. Yeah. The entire power play to this point, they're going to man it, and now they'll get the opportunity with a 5-on-3 in a 1-1 hockey game. Puck is down. Again, 20 seconds now of 5-on-3 activity. St. Louis Park finally able to get it. At the top, this is going to be Leo Schmall. You know, he's dying to take the shot. Instead, gives it up for Anklam.
Almost lost that in his skates.
Yep, but he was able to maintain position. Good job by Bloomington Jefferson getting a stick into the passing lane. Hurdy, top of the slot. Leaves it for Culp from the left circle. Fanned on another one. Back to one of those penalties are dead. We're down to a 5-on-4 power play. No shot on net for St. Louis Park. Here come the Jags, shorthanded. An odd man rush, takes the shot, saved by Jerks. He shuts the door in the high slot, back out to center ice. Good job killing this penalty for the Jaguars.
Yeah, they were going to rag another 20 seconds off on that pass back to his defenseman instead of just driving it down.
Still 1:07 left to go on the power play, the one that's left. It's 5-on-4 for St. Louis Park. Anklam has
still
been
out there
the entire time, and he'll try to drag the puck through a sea of blue bodies. That doesn't work. They're able to kill it, and they're halfway home on this second power play, or second penalty kill if you're talking about it from the side of the baby blue. Drops it for Schmall. He too has been out there this entire time. Schmall on the right side. Leaves it for Ryder. That doesn't work. And here comes Bloomington with a shorthanded attempt. Left for Larson. Off for Schmitz. Takes a shot. Shoots. He scores! A shorty for Caden Larson. And Bloomington has taken the 2-1 lead.
Wow, that was just a beautiful play by Bloomington. Great patience in the Oriole zone, and you know, sometimes when you're on the penalty kill, there's not a sense of urgency to take the guy off the puck because you outnumber them. Well, it came back and hit the Orioles as he was able to cross the line, drop it to his teammate, and then he went and found some open ice right in front of Jurek and got the return pass and hammered it home to give Bloomington the shorthanded goal and the lead with 4:20 to go in the second period.
That'll be the 11th of the year for Caden Larson. It's a shorty, and it'll come at the 12:36 mark. Still 13 seconds left to go in the Park man advantage. They're 0 for 1 on the power play to this point, trying to break through here in the waning moments of this power play. Liam McCoy drags it all the way through, takes the shot. Pulled out the sandwich from in close, got it up on the shoulders of Frein. He's able to keep it out, and it'll remain 2-1 in favor of Bloomington Jefferson. The penalty has expired, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey with just under 4 minutes left in period number 2.
Yeah, so Orioles had a
shorty.
Had a 5-on-3 opportunity, didn't score, then had just
it's
a normal.
It's an interactive broadcast, Tommy. I like that. Fielding questions from the audience.
Yes, multi-talented.
Feel free to text 64686. No, don't do that. That won't do you any good. Face-off won eventually by the Jaguars. Still 3:53 left to go in this period. Second time the Orioles have trailed in the hockey game. Leo Schmoll to the rescue the first time to tie it at a goal apiece. Now they're battling from behind thanks to the shorty by the Jags. Kept in there. That big body once again. He's been a pain. That's Doshin getting his body in the way. Another fanned opportunity by Neudecker. Dumped in from the right point and snared by Jurek.
Yeah, Braden Neudecker panicked. I don't want to say panicked, but he certainly had time. He tried to backhand it off the boards and out and just couldn't get it quite enough on it to get it over the blue line. We'll have another face-off to Jurek's left. 3:31 to go in the second. Orioles down 2-1.
Captain there for the St. Louis Park Orioles, Marty Hurdy. 99 points in his St. Louis Park career. What's he going to miss most about playing with his team? Spending time in the locker room. Got a wonderful facility here at the rec center, and he's going to miss hanging out in it. Players only, I've been told by the JV guys and the varsity guys, don't bother going in there unless you're a coach. I'm not, so I won't. But I can tell you this much, they love their grape Uncrustables and Diet Coke.
Grape Uncrustables, huh?
Yeah, heck of a combination. That's what my son says. Apparently, one of the parents goes to Costco all the time, and they love their Uncrustables. Opportunity here for Bloomington Jefferson. Takes the shot. Saved by Jurek. Another save by Jurek. Gets the paddle on it. Keeps it out of the blue paint. What an opportunity there for Bloomington Jefferson. But the Park senior says not today.
No icing there. It was deflected by Bloomington before it crossed before the puck came all the way out. Great opportunity for Bloomington, like you said, again, to open this up to a 2-goal lead.
That was Hasek-like by Jurek, who had to come up with and be creative to keep that puck out. Another chance here in that blue paint. It's jumped on by Jurek, and at the same time, Haggerty throws a body into the net, comes off its mooring, so the whistle ensues.
That PK and shorthanded goal has certainly put a little jump in Bloomington's skates here, as they've been all over the Orioles the last 2 minutes. Let's hope the Orioles can fend this off. We got 2:15 to go here in the second period. Shot still in favor of the Orioles, but each team with 1 goal. Got a little fix the ice there, the netting there.
Purdy, by the way, his favorite hockey memory, his first varsity goal. Think about that 3-4 years ago. Now he's got 99 points later and a ton of goals in his St. Louis Park career. One of the great names to ever wear this Park uniform. Saluting those seniors here on senior day, their final regular season home game. Hopefully lots more to come here as we make our way towards the sections. But matter at hand, they trail Bloomington Jefferson 2-1 in the regular season finale. Jackson throws it into the Jaguars' end. Played now by Sam Moore. All the way down. Icing is the call. The folks in front of us wearing the baby blue, they don't like it.
That was the right call.
Does not care. And they will have a face-off to the right of Prine.
Yeah, they saw the deflection, but it was deflected off Bloomington, not St. Louis Park. And he was on the wrong side of the red line, or the center line, so it is icing. Fans stopping here in front of us, getting ready for Chuck-a-Puck in 143. It's probably going to be a big one tonight with all these people.
I tried it that last game. I don't even think I got within the center circle. It was just an embarrassing effort.
What's your technique? Just toss?
Obviously,
or frisbee.
Wrong. Yeah, no, I did the frisbee, and I tried to play the angle. I tried to play the like I was doing physics, and none of it worked. I would have hit a better shot, shutting my eyes, spinning in a circle, and just blindly throwing it.
Sometimes if you throw it to one of the little kids down there, and they'll see if they can get it in for you.
Schmoll from the right point tries to get it through a sea of bodies, hit a leg, and goes into the near corner. Played now by Hurdy. Blind pass into the slot. Unable to contain it was Ryder. Schmoll at the point now. Leaves it for Anklum. Minute left to go in this second period. Howard agrees. Put on. That was a nice little setup by Culp in the far corner. Just throws it into the crease. Unable to make it click. This will be Anders Borklund. Centering pass.
Looking for a teammate.
Wall. He sure was. And there to pick it up, it's Frankie Schmitz. Schmitz around the roulette wheel, as we say on the Wild broadcast. And here comes a break for Anklum. The defenseman on senior night takes it. 31 seconds left to go. The senior defenseman on a breakaway pulls the game even at 2 apiece.
That should go as unassisted. Great job by Anklum. And he had a little pressure coming from behind him, so he certainly couldn't take too much of his time, but what a wicked wrist shot he put just over the glove side of Frame there. Pull the Orioles back to even.
16:29 will be the time of that goal in the second period. Owen Anklum, of all people, making Tom Reed proud. A defenseman on the breakaway, buries it. It's not like he's against scoring. He can do it. He's done it 8 times before today, but then on senior day, what a memory. Scores his 9th of the season to pull the game even. On the
penalty coming on
final game of
again.
the regular season. Delayed penalty. Jurek scrambles to his bench. 13 seconds left to go from the right point. Leaves it up for Duncan. Over for the extra man. That's Hurdy looking for it. Gets it in the crease. And they blow it dead again. 3rd time in the first 2 periods. The quick whistle.
5 seconds to go.
To the play.
Massive bodies lying on the ice in front of the Bloomington goaltender. Nothing went in.
Basney to the box.
See if we can get the call. I think they're going to call him for interference, maybe, or I'll listen for it and see if we can get a call. But anyway, the Orioles will go on the power play. They're 3rd of the game.
Park thus far, 0 for 2 on the power play, including 20-some seconds with a 5-on-3. But they need a quick draw and a quick shot. Just 5.3 seconds left to go. One by Park. Takes the shot. Anklum looking for his second in about 20 seconds. But it will bounce through the blue paint. We'll get another whistle, and that'll bring the end of period number 2. Exciting second period. Exciting 2 periods of hockey. And we're even at 2 goals apiece. There were some moments there where Bloomington held the play, Tommy, but Park comes back, and what an effort there by Owen Anklum to give them to pull even for the 2nd time in this hockey game.
Yeah, after Bloomington killed that 5-on-3 and got the shorty, they were all over the Orioles. You thought, oh boy, let's just get out of the second period, see if we can break some of that pressure and momentum. Not only did the Orioles do that, they scored to tie it up. Orioles outshot Bloomington in that period 16-11, so much more of an offensive game from both teams, and it obviously showed us St. Louis Park scored 2 and Bloomington scored 1. We're going to be all tied going into the third period.
Yep, outstanding. Quick little recap. Braden Thomas started the scoring back in the first of his 13th of the year at the 12:40 mark. 1-0 was your score after 1 period of play in favor of the visitors. Leo Schmoll scores his 19th of the year, though, to pull it even. 5:38 into period number 2. Caden Larson puts the Jaguars back on top with a shorty at the 12:36 mark. And then, with 31 seconds left to go, a big shot block leads into an Owen Anklin breakaway. He buries his 9th of the year, pulls us even at 2 apiece, and that's where we sit through 2 periods at the Rec Center. So that gets you up to date through 2 periods. We'll break, and then when we continue, we'll have the third period here from the Rec Center in St. Louis Park. For Tommy Rimpfer, I'm Kevin Falness, along with Paul Broden, Katrina, and Jet. You're watching Park TV.
My mom is a veteran, and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I'm doing much better now. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
Through thick and thin, DAV's been there for me and my family.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned.
My victory is getting my life back.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Here we go, third period coming your way from the Rec Center in St. Louis Park, and we've got a doozy. Within the Metro West, it's the St. Louis Park Orioles and the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars in a 2-2 tie after 2 periods of play. A good hockey game. Twice the Orioles have trailed in this hockey game. Twice they've responded. Leo Schmoll tied it at 1 in the second. Owen Anklin on the breakaway buries his 9th of the year to tie the game at 2 apiece. That came with 31 seconds left to go in period number 2, and that's where we sit heading into the final period of the regular season finale. 2-2 in St. Louis Park. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm with you. And we got Orioles will fortunately start on a power play. Almost the whole thing is Bloomington got called for a, I think it was a roughing penalty right at the end of the period in the front of their own net. And so the Orioles will start third period, fresh sheet of ice. And up a man.
Basney's the guy that's in the box. Number 2 for the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars, unable to hold the blue line, was Hurdy, and it'll go all the way out to the wild end, the St. Louis Park end.
I'll forgive you on that. I was going to say, yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more.
Schmoll with it, taking it, drags it right towards the net, goes there, drags it through, and he takes out the pipe on his way in to drive the net.
He looks a little wounded there. Worse for the wear. I think he hit his thigh right on that pipe, the goalpost, and that's what knocked it off.
I talk all the time about a head of steam, and that was a head of steam in a big way, breaking down the left side, cuts to the net, lost his edge just as he put the shot on Frine.
Well, they're going to say that he wasn't checked into there, so the face-off is going to come outside of Bloomington's
Interesting
zone.
Decision. But regardless, the call stands. Face-off won eventually by St. Louis Park anyway, and this was Anklin. Dumps it in, met by the Jaguars. They send it the length of the ice, and they're almost halfway home on the Jefferson penalty kill. Anklin leaves it for Schmoll. Still a minute left to go on the power play. 2 minutes to Basney. Park on their third power play of the afternoon. 0 for 2 thus far. And in fact, the second goal for Bloomington Jefferson was shorthanded.
We don't need a repeat of that one. We need the score on this one. Let's get the take the lead.
Culp, a little game of catch with Anklin. Culp gets the return feed and sends it deep. Met by Bloomington, kept in by Anklin. Leaves it for Hurdy.
Yeah!
He scored!
100!
The century mark for Marty Hurdy, his 46th career goal, and has given Park their first lead of the hockey game. It's a power play marker as they take the puck, throw it to the bench. They're framing that one for Hurdy. Point number 100 was St. Louis Park.
Yes, excellent play. Bloomington had a chance. They had all the time in the world, a chance to clear that puck out. And the defenseman just kind of flipped it up in the air. And I believe it was Anklin. Got a glove on it, dropped it down, found Hurdy on the left side, and he just beat Frine blocker side. Great wrist shot, and gives the Orioles a lead 3-2. Just minute and a half into the third period.
Officially a minute 28 into the third. By my count, that's the 24th of the season for Marty Hurdy. Anklin will get at least one of the assists, and Park has their first lead of the hockey game. Jefferson trying to do something about it, knocks it outside their own blue line. Caught in stride at the right circle, takes the shot though, sends it past the ear of Jurek.
I think that they're giving the assist to Anklin and Culp on that Hurdy goal.
Sounds like a plan. There will be a power play marker. And there it is, the announcement from Howard. We were right. Yes, congratulations indeed. And going off the stats given to me by Tyler Brodesson, not only his 100th point, but again, his 46th career goal. That is a cool moment for him. That's a cool moment for the Orioles, trying to go out in style in the regular season finale, set up a spot for the section playoffs starting this week. Very well could be and should be at the rec center here in St. Louis Park, as I think they're right now projected to be the number 4 seed in Class 2A.
Yeah, unfortunately for St. Louis Park, the top 3 teams are also top 10 in the state for single A.
They're pretty darn good.
Yeah.
That being Delano, Breck, and Blake.
And yeah, the Orioles played Blake earlier this year. I think the score was, I think they lost 7-1. Now that was early in the season. The Orioles have definitely picked up their play. Second half of the season, they found some good chemistry with this team. Coach Broderson's got them playing much better in the second half than the first. So.
Big hit delivered by Bjorklund, just out of camera view. That was Cam Jackson sent into a heap in his own end, kept in this redirection by Tofty. This misses its mark in the slot, save by Jurek. The seniors are coming up huge for St. Louis Park. Jurek, point blank chance for the Jaguars, shuts the door.
Robs Logan Tofty right out in the point. The sophomore just couldn't get it by Parker and preserves the Orioles' 1-goal lead. 14 minutes to go in the third period.
Another chance. That one is gloved aside by Jurek. That'll be save number at least 19 thus far for Jurek, as he maintains the Park lead with 13:56 left to go in regulation.
Yeah, and I think earlier in the season too, they were still trying to figure out who their #1 goalie was, but Parker definitely has stepped up and filled that role.
No doubt about it. He's done a great job every game that I've watched him. Hurdy tries to get through, tries to split the defense. They slam it shut. Goes out, and it's an odd man rush for Bloomington if they hurry. Just inside the blue line, cross ice pass. That was behind the back of Franklin Schmitz. Dumped in once again. Leo Schmall, greeted by the shoulder of Tofty. Up the right side, trying to escape their zone. They finally do. Ollie Culp, just a little strong for him. Jaguars need a line change, and they'll get it. Anklin, long lead pass for Finn Ryder, waiting for it at the Jaguars' blue line. Just gets past his stick. Grant Haggerty now in pursuit. Back up out to center ice. Played by Leo Schmall. Schmall bounces out, but his stick was knocked out of the hands of the Jaguar forechecker. Because otherwise he would have been given the best present of the day.
Yeah, Schmall got a little casual with that puck, and fortunately the Bloomington player did lose his stick.
Anklin now in his own end, gives it for Haggerty. Haggerty leaves it for McCoy. McCoy up the left wing, steps over the blue line, tries to drop pass for Haggerty. That fails to click, and here come 3 blue sweaters. Led now by Logan Peterson. Takes the shot, goes right through the crease, all the way into the far corner, and we're going to get a whistle on the dot. I think
the net must have come off.
I assume the net came off, and it did.
Yep.
That, for our vantage point, to our right, to the left of Parker Jurek. We'll put it back on its moorings, and face-off coming. 12:20 left to go in regulation. Park with their first lead of the hockey game, thanks to a Marty Hurdy goal, his 24th of the season, 100th point of his SLP career. Gives the Orioles their first lead of the game.
Finally broke through on the power play. Orioles did.
Yep,
the third one of the game, and they were able to hammer that one home.
Again, throwing a guy from the dot. In to save the day, it's Doshin, but it's won by Park. Over now for Griffin Hansen. One of those seniors trying to shine here on their final home game of the regular season. Final home game of the regular season of their high school hockey career. Gonna send the home crowd out with a smile. Right now they're holding on to that 3-2 lead. A little bit of a skirmish in front of us. Nothing called on it. It was Sam Moore along with Haggerty. Nothing more comes of it. Here come the Jags. Dumped in by Bloomington Jefferson. On the far side, that's Teddy Rich.
Thought that came out.
I thought it did too, but they waved it off regardless.
Doesn't matter right now.
Liam McCoy tries to squeeze through a couple of blue bodies. 3 of them back there now. Liam McCoy in pursuit, along with Teddy Rich. Nicky Hansen now. Big hit delivered by Liam McCoy. Able to get the puck off though, and it goes to Blake Doshin. Behind the back pass over for Anders Bjorklund. Dumped back in for Doshin.
Bodies flying everywhere.
Yeah, there's the physicality, the intensity. Everyone wants to go out on a winning end. Rebound, he scores!
Is that Thompson again?
That'll be Braden
Thomas,
his second of the game, 14th of the season, and we're back to even at 11 with 11:04 left to go in this hockey game.
6:56. Rebound right to Braden, standing at the face-off circle, and unfortunately Jurek made the initial save. Puck popped out the wrong way, and Thomas was there waiting for it and hammered it home. He had the whole 24 to shoot for.
A juicy rebound, and Thomas wasn't going to miss that one. 14th of the season, second of the hockey game, and for the 3rd time now of this hockey game, we're even at 3 goals apiece. Dumped in from a long ways out by Hurdy. That one hits the midsection of Frein.
That last goal by Bloomington set up by Franklin Schmitz. The defenseman, the Orioles tried to clear it, and he was able to keep that puck in on the clearing attempt. Got it over to his winger, and the shot came. Big rebound, and to throw it home.
Hurdy won that draw, but he did so too successfully. Got past the grasp of Owen Anklin. From the red line, he dumps it in, and here come the Jags. Van Brunt with it. Off to the wing for Caden Larson. Dumped in behind Parker Jurek. Up the wing, Ollie Culp is ready. He's had the anticipation. Leaves it for Finn Ryder. Finn Ryder tries to squirt down the left side. Drop pass for Hurdy. Hit him in the skates. Back off to Finn Ryder. Kept in at the blue line by Anklin. Lots of stick work right in front of us. Nothing going for the referees though. No calls. Kept in just barely by, that one should have been offside, but they take the shot. No call made there. Saw an arm up by the officials behind the park bench. They don't count. They have a little bit of a not objective view. I was looking for the guys in stripes, and they've had some opportunities to blow that whistle, and they've decided not to this point.
I think we'll have icing against the Orioles.
I'll blow that whistle this time. Icing
Outlet
is
pass.
the call.
Missed Newdecker up at center ice. So it's just under 10 minutes to go, just over 7 minutes into this 3rd period, all tied up again.
Frantic action indeed.
Fans are getting into it too around us up here.
Very much so. Hudson Bowl with it. Gets it outside the blue line. Bloomington Jefferson forced to touch up. Schmoll with it. Evades a hit. Evades another one. Gets it on the left wing for Newdecker. Newdecker off for Bull. Bull turns in the Jaguars' end at the right circle. Looks for a lane, finds Schmoll. Back for Bull. Off for Newdecker. Tries to leave for Nicky Hansen. Nicky Moran, I should say. Owen Anklin takes a shot, hits a stick, and it'll go into the protected netting back behind Frein.
Good job by Anklin to not just shoot that puck right away, wait for found an opening. Unfortunately, Jefferson was able to, one of the forwards out there was able to get a stick on it and pop it up over the netting. Orioles are going to come back out with their 2nd line as their 3rd line just gave the first 2 guys first 2 lines a nice break.
Haggerty, a senior, also Teddy Rich on the right flank. His favorite hockey memory, going to state in Bantams.
That would be fun.
Won by Haggerty. Back up top. Shot from a long ways out. That one just got past Frein, but he's able to just get his right pad to kick it into the near corner right in front of us. Haggerty taken away by Bloomington Jefferson. They've got 3 blue bodies making their way down the ice, met by a sea of white jerseys. Trying to wrap it around. That big body again for Bloomington. From a long ways out, shoots, he scored. You said, there was a massive screen in between Parker Jurek and the shot from just inside the blue line.
Yeah, he had no chance. He didn't see that one at all.
And that'll be Sam Moore, who grabs his 3rd of the season. The defenseman gives Jefferson the lead for the 3rd time this hockey game.
Yeah, you could just see that because all 5 Orioles defensemen were down below the face-off circle. Nobody came out to challenge him, and he was able to walk right in. And all he had to do was get it through the massive bodies because Jurek was never going to see that one, and he did it. He caught the upper corner on Jurek's glove side, and Bloomington takes the lead now 4-3 with 8.5 minutes to go.
Officially, that'll be 8:13 of the 3rd. They get their 3rd lead of the hockey game, and they'll skate with the advantage. Dumped in by Park. Way high up in the air. Comes down in Bloomington territory. Turnover here for Finn Ryder. Comes to Marty Erdy. Takes the shot. Just goes over the crossbar. Looking for his 2nd of the hockey game. Goes off the end boards. It goes all the way down into the park end. Leo Schmoll in pursuit. It's Logan Tofty for the Jaguars. Schmoll with it though. He's got speed. Taking it all by himself. Splits through 1, maybe 2. Drop pass for Hurdy. That one smashes off the end boards again. Anklem trying to seal possession on that Jaguars blue line. Hurdy with it though. Steps over the line. Drop pass for Schmoll. Wrister hits a stick and goes off the glass.
Wow, he's got a heavy shot.
He does. That was a bomb, and he did barely even flinch. Frankie Schmitz now. Drop pass for Larson. That goes into the far corner.
2 unanswered for Bloomington.
Down to 7:35 left to go in regulation. Centering pass kept in at the point by Kovach, I should say. Now here comes Hurdy. He's got nobody with him, so he'll just dump it in from just on the other side of the red line.
He needed to go out for a change. He'd been out there for a while as the whole first line head.
Big hit delivered by Jackson right in front of us, right at the red line. Another big hit delivered, this one by Groko. Lewick with a turnover. This is going to be Hudson Bull. Probably surprised it ended up on his stick. Still waited for the troops to arrive. Redirection in front of the paint. Frein shuts the door. Not sure how he did it. Another one right in front of Frein in the low slot. He shuts that one down. 6:53, and Jefferson still clinging to a 4-3 advantage.
Yeah, absolutely robbed Nicky Moran right in front of the net. Had, I think, a couple chances. Great patience by the Orioles player down in front of us here to just wait for the play to develop and wait for some of his teammates to get in front of the net, and threw it out there, and it was deflected, and Frein got a pad on it, and it came right back to Moran, and he got another chance, and then was able to save that, and we have a face-off.
Keep Moran, Bull, and Neudecker on the ice there. Some good opportunities, but here comes Jefferson. Looking for a little bit of a cushion as they skate with a 1-goal advantage. Down to 6:40 left to go in regulation. The opportunity by Doshin put into the netting, and we're going to get another face-off.
Things are heating up here in the stands.
Yep, love it. Love the intensity. I don't care. Just bring it.
There's a lot of people here for a Bloomington St. Louis Park hockey game. I think there was a district game here, I believe, for association hockey. I think some of those players that were playing in that game have come over to watch the varsity players play.
Lots of ice in this facility, brings lots of bodies, and right now the Jags take the advantage. Move it to a 2-goal lead, comes right into the high slot. This should be Braden Thomas with the hat trick, if I am correct.
Yeah.
And that'll be his 3rd of the hockey game. It's a 5-3 lead for Braden Thomas and the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars.
I don't see any of the Bloomington fans throwing their hats out there.
They're trying to coerce them into doing it. She says, I like this hat. But regardless.
Hey, that's the tradition. When your team scores, you toss your hats. And then you get it later.
10:32 of the 3rd, just over 2 minutes apart. At one point, this was a 3-3 hockey game. Now back-to-back goals by the Jaguars, including the hat trick for Braden Thomas, has made this a 5-3 hockey game. Looks like there's going to be a timeout. I would guarantee that's Tyler Broderson.
Yep.
And the Orioles trying to grab a breather, trying to recollect their thoughts. But again, Marty Hurdy on the power play gave the Orioles their first lead of the hockey game, 1:28 into the second. Braden Thomas pulled it even at 3 goals apiece, and then it's the 2 more in the span of just over 2 minutes go the way of the Jaguars. So that's 3 consecutive goals by Bloomington Jefferson, 2 of them by Braden Thomas to finish off the hat trick, and now it's a 5-3 advantage for the visitor with just 6.5 minutes left to go in this hockey game.
Yeah, shots on goal still favor St. Louis Park, but the ones that matter are the ones that hit the back of the net, and those are favoring Bloomington right now. Yes, Tyler Broderson did take his time out. He's over there emphatically pleading with his players. We got this, guys. We're not out of this yet. We've been here before. Let's go. Let's play our game. We will come back. We will find out.
The game plan is there for Tyler Broderson, again in his 4th year behind the Park bench. As he tries to give them a game plan, I'm guessing he's going to lean a lot on that top line and his top defensive unit. Anklum and Schmoll, dynamic and very good from the back end. And then that top line led by Marty Hurdy. You know, they're going to be leaned on a lot, flanked by Ryder and Culp.
Yeah, I'm guessing that they'll be out every other shift at a minimum, and they may take some extra time on some of the shifts that they do take.
Face-off won by Hurdy, dumped in by Anklum. And here we go. Just over 6 minutes left to go in this hockey game. We'll see how brave the Orioles are in their attempts to create some offense here.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, and you may see some odd man rushes from Bloomington as the St. Louis Park defensemen try and jump up and get into the play.
My guess is Jurek has to be good, and he'll have to be stern to give the Orioles a fighting chance, and so far so good for him. They, especially that last goal, I don't blame Jurek at all. That was through a sea of ice. I'm standing I actually have a better vantage point from right over the guy's shoulder who took the Thomas shot, and that went through just a sea of bodies. I guess that would have been 2 goals ago from the defenseman Sam Moore, through just a ton of bodies, and multiply that by the legs that Jurek had to look through. But regardless, he's going to have to be strong here in the later stages of regulation to give the Orioles a fighting chance. Here we go, back underway. Errant pass, met by the Jags. They'll dump it, played by Leo Schmoll. Long pass there for Ryder. Left for Culp. Tries to get through. He finally does. Takes the shot. Saved by Fine.
Fortunately, he couldn't get a lot on that shot, as by the time he got it on his stick, he was right in front of the goalie.
He was doing a little dance and a pirouette through about 3 or 4 blue jerseys, and by the time he got there, like you said, he couldn't put a lot of mustard on it. Regardless, Fine made the save as it drifted into his blue paint. Offensive zone face-off, though. It'll be Nicky Moran on the dot. A hard charging line with Neudecker and Bull.
What the Orioles can't afford to do here in the last 5.5 minutes is take any penalties. They're going to need to be playing even strength, or hopefully maybe they can get a power play here in the last half of the 3rd period.
They'll definitely take the benefit of a icing, and that'll bring another offensive draw here for the Orioles. Nicky Moran back on the dot again. He lost the last one. Let's see if he can make good on this one. He does. Tries to get it back to Bull, but Jefferson a little quicker to the biscuit. In the far corner, Bull is a part of that, and so too is Neudecker. But it's Frankie Schmitz that comes away with it for Bloomington Jefferson. Down the right wing, this is Bjorklund. Odd man rush, center and pass, saved by Jurek. How he got from his left to his right to seal that one up was a thing of beauty. Sets up the breakaway now here for Schmoll. Schmoll down the left wing, banged off the net. Holy smokes. You're not going to see Leo Schmoll hit like that very often. He's such a big body, but he was depleted on that one as he just got the pass away, and now he'll try to make good on it.
Yeah, that was Bjorklund. He Schmoll was a little bit unsteady on his skates when he was trying to make his move, and yeah, like you say, he got absolutely
offsides is going to be the whistle here. Tough break for the Jaguars. The Orioles say that's okay. I've never seen Leo Schmoll hit like that, and I know he was off balance. He did get the pass away, but boy, did he pay the price. You said Bjorklund's the guy that delivered the
I think that was 17 Anders Bjorklund for Bloomington.
4:37 left to go. Again, Park trailing by 2. It'll be Cam Jackson up for Haggerty. Haggerty steps over the blue line, takes it by himself down the left wing. Looking for someone to pass it to, but that Bloomington Jefferson defense is swarming. Shot from Duncan at the left point. Hit on the stick before it got through to Frine. This will be Rich again in the far corner. Teddy Rich. Up the sidewall for Haggerty. Big hit delivered by Liam McCoy. Back out
Should
to
be icing. No, they're going to say no icing.
No icing. They wave it off, so they're forced to play it. And that was ill-advised. But they were able to get away with it. Liam McCoy. Now he steps over the blue line. Drop pass. A little too stern for Brian Duncan. Frankie Schmitz. Up the wing for Larson. Greeted by Duncan.
3.5 minutes to go.
Time becoming the enemy of St. Louis Park, trying to finish the regular season home finale in style. Down 5-3 late. Just adds to the drama, adds to the tension. See if they can pull it off. You got to score one before you get that tying goal. See if Marty Hurdy can get it done. Already 100 points in his St. Louis Park career. That felt to me like it hit the knob of Frine's stick. Regardless, keeps it out of harm's way. Sets it on a tee there for St. Louis Park, though. Frine gives it to Ollie Culp. Played now by Ryder. Back up to Culp. Sees the bodies. Gives it for Anklin. Takes the shot. Saved by Frine. Right into his midsection. Tempers heating up a little bit as Schmal and Schmitz exchange pleasantries. But we're down to 2:51 left to go in regulation. And Frine, finish it off, continues to shine.
That great shot by Anklin on the one-timer and the pass across from his defensive partner. Frine was able to move over in time and gobble that one up.
Top group back out there for St. Louis Park. Hurdy with it. Tried the centering pass, but it just failed to get through. Hit on some bodies. Schmoll with it. Drop pass for Hurdy. Culp in pursuit. Now Hurdy again. Dumped in by St. Louis Park. Finn Ryder going after it. Knocks Sam Moore off the puck. Up for Schmoll. Centering pass. Gathered in by Bloomington, and it's 2-on-2. Swept aside by Jurek. Back in the near corner. Here come the Orioles. Led by Owen Anklin. Already has a breakaway goal. We know he has speed. What does he do now? Does a turn in the far corner. In the Jaguars offense, in the Park offensive end. Centering pass. That goes through the crease. Kept in at the point by Schmoll. Over for Anklin at the left point, just atop the left circle. Sets it on a tee for Schmoll. He scores! Leo Schmoll takes an eyeball at the Bloomington bench. They were saying something to him. He got the last laugh. Minute 48 left to go in regulation. Still down a goal, but Leo Schmoll's second of the game gives him hope.
Great shot there. What a wrist shot. He's, like I said earlier, he's got a heavy shot, and I don't know if Parker or if Frine didn't see that one. He didn't move at all. Maybe he was screened. It was hard to tell from the angle we were at, but it definitely beat him blocker side up high. We got a one-goal game with a minute 48. Wonder when Coach Broderson will pull Jurek to get that extra skater.
32nd shot of the game, find their fourth goal. Two of them have gone to Leo Schmoll, his 19th and 20th of the regular season. Officially, it'll come at the 15-12 mark of the third, and we're down to 90 seconds left to go in regulation. A frantic finish, no doubt, for both teams as both teams try to seal it. Bloomington skating with the advantage, and a nice save by Parker Jurek on his left side. Up top for the Jaguars, kept in by Park, trying to get it out. Another save by Jurek.
Down to
70
seconds.
That's all that's left in this regular season. Park trying to force the issue, but an opportunity here for Bloomington Jefferson. Comes up to the right point, directed in on goal, knocked away by St. Louis Park, and here they come, led by Marty Hurdy down the right side. Blows a wheel though, going into the far corner. Grabbed by Nicky Moran. Oh, a big shot there for Owen Anklem. That fails to click. It goes all the way down. That's going to burn a lot of ice time. Jurek to the bench. 6 on 5 for the duration of regulation. 39 seconds left to go. Leo Schmoll tries to drag it the entire way. Gives it up to the Jaguars, and it's an empty netter to seal this one. With 32.3 seconds left to go, Schmoll tried to break in all alone over the blue line. Has it taken away, and it's an empty net marker for Mason Van Brunt, his 21st of the season, and the Jaguars' leading scorer probably iced the victory.
Yeah, I think he did too. That was too bad. There was a lot of Anklem tried to bring the puck in right through center ice, and a lot of skates, a lot of sticks, a lot of bodies right in that area, and just couldn't control the puck and, you know, clear it, get it down deep where they could maybe try and get control of it. And Mason Van Brunt picks it up, has a clear shot, albeit a long ways away, but with nobody in your path. These guys at this level can usually find the back of the net.
The ref, just for old time's sakes, decides to wave the Jaguars off the dot once again. Puck is down. The final 30 seconds of the regular season rolling off the clock here for these two squads. Back up to center ice. Big collision led by Neudecker. Greeted at the Park blue line. Down to 7 seconds left to go in the regular season. And that is the final horn. That'll do it for this afternoon in the regular season home finale for the regular season finale for these two teams. The regular season home finale for the St. Louis Park Orioles. They'll suffer the loss and fall to 11-11-3. That's how they'll finish up the regular season. They'll move to 5-4-3 in the Metro West. Bloomington gets their 17th win of the season. 7-3-2 now in the Metro West. Parker Jurek, one of the stars in the game, despite the fact the Jaguars scored came up short, but now they can point their ship towards the postseason. Section playoffs start this week. The Orioles look to be projected as the number 4 seed, and if everything breaks correctly, they could be at home against Minneapolis as soon as the early part of this week. So definitely disappointing to see the regular season come to an end in this fashion, but there is still plenty to play for as the season rolls on.
Yeah, they will be, every player will get one more game, like you say, and if they are the 4th seed, they will be playing right back here at the Rec Center, and then the sections are being played here at the Rec Center as well. So assuming they can win their first game, they may not be necessarily the home team, but they will be playing on their home rink, have their home locker room. Probably could potentially provide a little advantage for them. Like you said, I'm sure this isn't the way they wanted their season finale to end, but there is still more hockey to be played, so we got to go and regroup, come back next week and live to fight another day.
Before we wrap it up, what can you say about this group of seniors? A good chunk of them gathered at center ice at this point as they say goodbye to each other and goodbye to the Rec Center, at least in terms, again, of the regular season. We know there's still the playoffs to come, but as you take this moment to reflect on what these guys did for this program and for the city of St. Louis Park and hockey in St. Louis Park, what can you say about these 7 guys in particular, and you can even throw the manager in on that as the 8th senior that will lead Park here in the class of 2026.
Yeah, you and I have been doing this now. This is definitely not the first time that we've seen this. We started, a lot of these guys were playing as sophomores, so this is their 3rd year. I definitely remember Marty Hurdy. I definitely remember Owen Anklem coming up. These guys have been the team leaders for the past 3 years, especially the past 2 years when they were captains. Excellent group of young men. I'm sure that Coach Broderson has, you know, this is hockey for these boys, but it's also a growing experience, learning to become a good citizen of St. Louis Park. You know, these boys will be back in the program at some level, helping coach, hopefully, or just out on the ice.
Or populating the St. Louis Park hockey program as these young men become men and go on through their maturation. Tommy, it was a lot of fun. We'll see. Maybe we'll do this again in the postseason. Regardless, had a blast every time you guys afforded me the opportunity. Paul Broden doing a wonderful job as well. Katrina and Jet bringing you the pictures here from the St. Louis Park Rec Center. Tommy, thank you. Enjoy. We'll talk to you again soon.
It's been a great experience. Thank you, Kevin, for helping us out this season. And like you said, we look forward to maybe this postseason, and if not, for sure next season.
That's Tommy Remfer for everyone here on Park TV. Thanks for checking us out. I'm Kevin Falness. Enjoy your night.